Hi friends, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon. Also share it with your friends and families. Comment your doubts also. Thank you.
Hello friends, welcome to my channel once again. So in the previous lecture we have discussed the various features about the annelids. So today we are moving ahead with one more phyla, that is the phyla Mollusca. The word mollusca is derived from a Latin word which means soft. So these are the soft bodied animals which live their life inside a shell. So these are the shelled animals. Molluscs are the highly successful group in terms of their ecology and adaptation, and it is the second largest phyla of the invertebrate animals after the arthropod. And as far as the marine species are concerned, it is the largest marine phyla, comprising of about 23% of all the marine species. The phyla consists of about 1 lakh marine, freshwater and terrestrial species, and most of them are familiar to us, such as oysters, clams, scallops, snails, squids and octopods. About 8,000 species are the freshwater species, and 28,000 of snails and slugs are there that live on the land. And the molluscs have many features in common with their previous phyla, that is the annelid and arthropods, which we are going to discuss in the next series. For example, they are having a bilateral symmetry, they are triploblastic animal, they are having a nervous system, they are having reproductive system, they have an excretory system, they are having the ventral nerve cord, and of course the presence of a true coelom. Right, the molluscs are actually the soft-bodied animal that are covered inside by a protective shell which is made up of calcium carbonate. So their body is actually divisible into three main parts: head, foot and visceral part. The foot is the main organ for the locomotion, whereas the visceral mass, it encapsulates the visceral organs, secretes mental, which actually secretes the shell. Now, the distinguishing features of these species: there is a large muscular foot which is modified for various locomotion, digging, attachment, as well as for prey capture activities. On the other hand, there is the major portion of the body of the mollusk is actually a mental space, which is actually a modified epidermis that covers and protects the soft body. So this mantle is also responsible for the secretion of the shell, which is composed of calcium carbonate. Then the visceral mass is there, which house the internal organs, and in between the mental and the viscera we are having a cavity which is known as the mental cavities. And in addition to it, we are having gills. Yes, gills. So we are listening to this term for the very first time since we have started the invertebrate series. So gills are also present, which are the main organ for the respiration. Then we are having another very important structure which helps in their digestion, that is the radula, which is a protrusible rasp-like feeding organ which is mostly present in the species of mollusks. And in addition to it, they are also having a circulatory system. Most of the species are having the open type of the circulatory system. So if we look into the body plan of these species, the body plan is divisible into visceral mass, mental and foot. So most of the significant portion of their body is actually having the visceral mass, which is the covered with a soft epidermis, which covers the internal organs of digestion, excretion, as well as of the reproduction. On the other hand, the muscular foot organ is there, where it is the main organ for the locomotion purpose. So if we look into the internal structure of a mollusk, then it starts from the mouth, where actually the radula is present. Here you can see that the teeth-like structures are present in this particular area, that is the radula, which helps in the tearing and grinding of the food. And then the mouth leads into the complex stomach, then which leads into the intestine, and then which the alimentary canal ends into the anus. Then we are also having the gonads, the heart we can see over here. The nephridium are present, which are responsible for the excretion, and of course the shell is there. and here you can see these feather-like structures in the form of gills. So the locomotion, have you ever noticed the locomotion pattern of these species? It is very unique, and the locomotion is actually achieved either by the ciliary action or by the muscular locomotory waves. And in their movement, the mucus, yes, mucus also plays a very important role in addition to in coordination with the cilia and the muscles. The movement also depends upon the area of attachment and to the properties of the pedal mucus. Yes, the pedal portion also secretes the mucus. Have you ever noticed the locomotory pattern of a snail? Snail actually secrete, like this, a trail of the slime, and it slide over it by contracting their muscular foot. So whenever here you can see the locomotory waves are created, and in this fashion it moves its body forward. So these are very sluggish, they are very slow moving animals. The scientific reports, the latest research studies has been saying that the larger species of the mollusks, they move with higher velocities. That is why they can move their body very fast as compared to species like these. Here you can see a beautiful parachute like octopus, which opens its arms and moves along the entire space. So here, it being a bigger in size, so these animals can actually create higher velocities, and they can actually make a very free movement as compared to these species. The circulatory system in the slow moving species, it is open, and in the fast moving species it is the closed. So in the slow moving species like snails and slugs, it is the open type, and in the fast moving species like octopus, it is the closed type. The heart is having the auricles and ventricles. The auricles are meant to receive the oxygenated blood from the gills and pump the blood to the ventricle. The ventricle receive the blood from the auricles. They pump it into the aorta, which is the main artery, and which is short in size, and it actually opens into another cavity, that is the hemocoel. In these species, the coelom is restricted. It is restricted to certain areas such as heart, gonads and kidney, and rest of the body it is the hemocoel, right? And the blood of these species contain an oxygen carrying pigment in the form of hemocyanin, which is actually a copper containing blue pigment. So in the annelid, the pigment was entirely different, and in the mollusk, here comes the hemocyanin. The digestive system of these species is also very unique. They are having a complete digestive system which starts from the mouth and ends at the anus. And the main two parts of the digestive system are the glands, and the other is the radula. Right, the glands are present, which help in the secretion of the various types of the digestive juices, which actually becomes our make our hepatopancreas. On the other hand, we are having the buccal cavity, which contains a rasping organ, which is known as radula. Now, the radula contains the chitin made sheet and a tongue-like structure, which is actually the main feeding structure and helping the various purposes like tearing, grinding of the food, and it is found in most of the molluscs. So here you can see, so they are having a complex stomach, right? They have a twisted alimentary canal. Here you can see it is the twisted alimentary canal, and that is known as torsion. The respiratory system is also different for different types of the species. For example, aquatic species, they use gills, and the land mollusks, they breathe through a structure which is very much similar to our lungs, to not our lung, but it's similar to the functioning of the lungs. right? So gills, if you look into the aquatic species, these are the gills which are feather in shape, and these gills contain different types of the cilia, one of which drives the water current through the mantle cavity, and the other which tries to keep the gills clean. So the gills are the major organs for the aquatic species for the respiration purpose. Now the oxygen, it diffuses into the blood, and carbon dioxide is diffused through the gills into the water. So this is how the exchange of the gases actually takes place inside such type of the organs. So from the siphons, the inhalant siphons are different. These are structures responsible for the inhalation and exhalation of the water currents. So from here, the water current, it moves inside the gills, the oxygen is absorbed, and when it is the leftover part is then exhaled out with the help of this exhalant siphon. On the other hand, the land snails, they are having lungs instead of the gills, and they actually breathe through a cavity called as the visceral cavity, and there are many blood vessels are present which actually help in taking the oxygen to the lungs and oxygen back to the body tissues. So it is also very unique. When we talk about the nervous system, the molluscs are having two pairs of main nerve cords which are organized around a number of paired ganglia. So you can see here the paired ganglia are present. So visceral cords are there which are serving the visceral organs. Then pedal cords are there which are serving the foot, right? And the pair of corresponding ganglia are present on the either side of the body, which are linked together with the help of these commissures, right? The ganglia above the gut are majorly the cerebral, the buccal, the prular, as well as the visceral, whereas the parietal and the pedal are the organs which are below the esophagus. And they also help, their nervous system is very much advanced, very much well studied in case of octopus. Yes, in case of octopus, the various studies have been conducted. In a recent study conducted in the year 2013, the scientists isolated the arms from the dead octopus to check the neural responses, and they actually found the arms undergone recoiling whenever they were being pinched. So this actually suggested that about 2/3 neurons in the body of the octopus are actually present in the arms of these species, which actually act independently. So they are having simple, some species are having very simple type of the nervous system, and some are having very complex, and even the recent research studies have said that octopus, squid, snails, they are having developed brains with the capacity of remembering and learning the things. So this is how the science is progressing, and is responsible for clearing the myths and facts about all these species. And recent studies have also revealed that octopus also show behavior changes with the passage of time. So every day some new things are being added to the list as far as the nervous system of these species is being concerned. So this was all about in this particular part. The rest of the systems, the classification of the classes of these phyla will be communicated very soon to you all. And thank you very much. Please like, comment, share and subscribe my channel. Thank you very much.